This again is a video that I never thought I would be making. I never wanted to make. I'd never expect to be making, but here we are. If you haven't watched my most recent video, it goes through my story of what's happened in the last few months. It has been a lot of tragedy. But with all that, I feel like God has never been closer, and I know so many people are praying for us right now, and I feel it's tangible. I can literally like feel this peace that doesn't make any sense, but I feel this peace and this hope for our future so much, and it gives me joy to know that God's gonna restore this, He's gonna redeem this. So if you haven't watched my video or you haven't realized by now, my husband and I had a miscarriage the end of December, a few days before Christmas, less than 6 weeks after my dad unexpectedly passed away. And again, it's just been a few months of the darkest times of my life. But again, that hope for our future has never felt more alive. And that may sound super corny and cheesy and everything, but I can really say with all like honesty, I feel this peace and this hope that is unexplainable. And so if you have been there and experienced loss or multiple losses, know that I'm there with you. I know the pain of it and how hard it is. You know, we're in the trenches. It sucks. There's no way to get around that. But I wanted to make this video to show the steps I'm taking to help heal my body physically, emotionally, and what supplements I'm using that will help restore and replenish my body to make it as strong as possible for, you know, God willing, when that time does come again in time. So I'm gonna start with emotionally. I think this is the biggest aspect of healing, especially if you want to try again for another baby, another pregnancy. And I think this is the most important aspect, because I felt this and I still feel this fear of, you know, what if this happens again? And that is what can derail everything. I'm not an expert in this emotional healing capacity by any means, but I just wanted to share what has been helping me the past few months, getting through all of this grief and this torment and this pain that has helped me move forward and be hopeful for our future moving forward. You have to deal with it and go through it. And it doesn't mean that there's this timeline of, okay, you'll feel better in 2 weeks, you'll feel better in 6 months, you'll feel better in 6 years. No, there's no timeline on it. And it's not like you hit this magical point and then, yay, you're emotionally healed. I think, again, I could be totally wrong, but I think this is, it's a lifelong kind of grieving process. And the grief happens and it's a part of you, and it never goes away. It doesn't really get smaller. You just grow stronger around it. So be present with your grief. There's no proper way to do it. There's no rules about it. Do it in your own time. Feel those emotions. Cry. I can't tell you how many tears I've shed in the last few months. You can't really hide or distract yourself from grief too. I went back into the office after both losses, and it was so hard, so hard telling patients what had happened, so hard for those patients who already knew what happened, or being back in the world and friends and family come up to you and they just give you that look of, and it's people being nice to you and kind to you that makes you cry again for whatever reason. But it breaks your heart again, all over again, that other people are hurting for you, and there's no way around that. What I would recommend is journaling too. That really helps me, and I usually journal in the mornings I have a book of prayers that help give me the words and the prompts almost to cry out to God, and just my hand just starts going and I journal a page or two and just talk to God through my journal, and that has been helping me immensely. talk to people if you're ready. Your mom, your sister, your brother, cousins, friends, family, whoever that may be. If you have a trusted person who you can lean on your tribe, lean on your partner. Oh my gosh. This is something that could tear you apart or bring you closer than ever together. Lean on your partner. There's no one on planet Earth who knows exactly what you're going through than your partner. So embrace that, embrace each other. And rely on your tribe. Oh my goodness, I know there are so many people praying for us right now, and I would not be standing here and being able to talk about this without completely losing it without these prayers. I know that for a fact. There's so many people praying for us and lifting us up, and that is what's holding us afloat right now. And God, again, I am a very weak person, and I am a shell of a human, and He has just filled me up and continues to hold my hand and hold my hand walking me through this, because I know I can't do it on my own strength. It's God's strength holding me up, and that is 100% true. I would not be able to go through this alone. So now we're gonna switch gears to the physical. First and foremost, nourish yourself. Your body just went through so much with the pregnancy and with the loss. Depending on what your loss looked like, be it you needed a DNC, you passed everything naturally on your own. I don't know what that looked like for you. For me, I passed everything at home and then bled for about 2 weeks after that, but it looks a little bit different for everyone. When you're pregnant, the baby seeps so many nutrients and minerals from your body. So now, after that, you're kind of in postpartum now, and you need to replenish those nutrients that were lost. So eating enough is going to be primary. Nourishing your body with whole foods, foods by God versus foods by man. This means things like organic grass-fed dairy, milk, cheese, yogurt, fruit and fruit juices that are in season, root vegetables, beef, chicken, turkey, eggs, having that healthy balance of carbs, protein, and fat. So making sure you're getting enough protein, enough carbs like white rice, potatoes, fruit juices, and that fat component is also extremely important. Getting it from egg yolks and fat from animals, milk, dairy, things of that nature. You can also get protein from things like bone broth. Bone broth is so nourishing, not only for the protein, but for the added minerals and nutrients in it. So sipping on bone broth, cooking your rice in bone broth adds nutrients and minerals and protein to it as well. Collagen, gelatin. Gelatin is the cooked form of collagen. These are really supportive for your tissues, your connective tissues, and they just did a lot of work. So to support those tissues as best you can by putting scoops of collagen in things like milk, your coffee, orange juice, whatever that may be, in baked goods and pancakes, gelatin, you can make gelatin gummies, fruit gummies, put it in oatmeal, and so many other things. Those two items are really beneficial for supporting your body, especially during this healing time. Now, everyone is different. After my loss, I had this rush of motivation because I'm so excited to make my body as strong as possible for, God willing, when I do get pregnant again, to focus on healing my body and supporting my body, nourishing my body in the best way possible, so that when that time hopefully does come, I'm stronger than ever. Now, other times, after I lost my dad, I was the polar opposite. I went into my cave, sat on my couch for you don't want to know how long, and did not nourish myself properly, stopped taking all my supplements, and I was literally in my little cave. But after this loss, I was motivated to do better moving forward. So it depends on the situation. Now for movement. Movement is so vitally important, especially getting that blood flowing and strengthening your body. The only form of exercise I did after my loss was walking. I would go on about 30-minute walks a few times a week and didn't add in any strength training until about 4 weeks after the loss. And I only strength trained once a week. I kept it really low and slow and just listened to my body. If my body felt strong enough to lift weights that day, I would. And I'd feel so good after lifting weights. I feel like my body was getting stronger, it was ready for that, and excited to improve and get stronger and stronger. But go slow. This looks different for everyone. Listen to your body. It just went through so much. So you have to listen to see when you're ready to start walking, start moving, start lifting weights. And last but not least, supplements. Now, after a loss, you have a lot of blood loss that comes with that. That's where a lot of people will say get on iron supplements. Please speak to your doctor about this first. I am not your doctor. I'm not giving medical advice here, but this is what I did. Instead of getting on iron supplements, I stayed on beef liver. Beef liver has vitamin A in it in the retinol form. Vitamin A is also in things like carrots and sweet potatoes, but in the beta carotene form. You want that retinol because it regulates iron. So many foods we eat today are fortified with iron, so I would even argue that we have an excess of iron in today's world, but not enough retinol and copper to help regulate that iron. So I was taking beef liver and still am. I'll put the link in the description box below of where I get mine. It's on Amazon and really simple. I also started taking magnesium. I have magnesium in a spray form and magnesium cream, and also in a supplement. Magnesium is such a powerful mineral, especially after this kind of loss. It helps manage your stress and muscle cramping. Depending on what kind of loss you had, via a DNC or if you passed everything on your own, and how far along you were, your body may start to cramp to bring that uterus down to the size it was before. And that cramping can be a little painful. So the magnesium helps to ease that pain and also help those muscles to properly work in that way. I already talked about copper. Copper is a rock star when it comes to pregnancy and especially after a loss. Copper helps to regulate iron, as I said, but also for hemoglobin and so many other powerful reactions in your body. Copper is huge. Copper is really abundant in oysters and shellfish, as well as in liver, like beef liver. So I take beef liver supplements and then I eat a little bit of oysters every single week. Choline is also a really important factor in this. It is a precursor for what's called acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is an incredibly important neurotransmitter that is very important in regulating the nervous system, especially when you're healing both emotionally and physically. Choline is a really important nutrient to have. This is found in abundance in egg yolks, so I make egg yolk coffee all the time. This is really abundant in liver as well. If you can't tell, there's a theme here, aka beef liver. And since after a loss and after pregnancy, as I said, so many minerals are taken away, that's why I take SHILAJIT. SHILAJIT is a little hockey puck looking supplement that you can get it in multiple different forms, in resin and in powder and so many other ways. I like it to just swallow it on down. It tastes like tar because it kind of is. It's found in the Himalayan mountains. It's basically the tar that runs through the Himalayan mountains, but it's incredibly powerful because in those mountains are jam-packed full of minerals. So it is the most condensed little form of high quality minerals that you can take. So I take SHILAJIT every day. I'll link all of these in the description box below. All in all, be present with your grief. This is an extreme loss. And give yourself so much grace. You did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. God is always good. He has a plan for you and he will restore and redeem this. It's hard to be in the waiting period right now. I'm right there with you. This is the hardest time. We're in the trenches essentially right now, but there is going to be hope. There is going to be joy. He has a plan for your life. He has a plan for my life, and we're in the waiting. I'll see you guys next time.